Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. This is Chris Zoupa from Learn That Solo. Hope you guys are doing delightful today. We're going to be having a look at the Rockin' Solo from My Last Words by Megadeth. Let's take a look. Alright guys, let's have a look at the first section. I want to start off with a pull off from 15 to 12 on the 4th string, and then I'm going to have my pointer on 12 of the 5th. Now I've got that pointer flat and I'm doing outside picking, so I'm going back and then forward for the majority of this section. So I'm going to do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to bring that pull off back to 14, and that's going to go from 14 to 12. I do that once, and then I want to do the same thing from 15, and then I'm going to do a pull off from 17 to 12. So this is what we should have so far. 14, 15, 17, and then I want to go 15, 14 again. Let's do that whole idea slowly. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but my new root note that I'm going to keep returning to is going to be a B flat. Now I'm going to use my middle finger on the 5th string on 13, but all of the pull-offs are going to be the same. So we'll do that again. We're going to have 3 15s in a row. And jump back 14, 15, 17, 15, 14. And then moving this root note up chromatically again, I'm now going to play a B on the 14th fret of the 5th string, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So this opening lick slash phrase is pretty much the same thing 3 times. We're just changing that top root note. So let's try the whole thing thus far. And then moving over one more. Okay, then after that I work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm doing kind of a stretchy pentatonic in D minor. I'm going to start off by pulling off 15, 13, 10 on the 1st string. Then I want to pluck 13 again and pull off to 10. And then I'm going to jump to 15 to the 2nd string. Might seem a little bit strange, but we're going to be doubling up on that D note on different strings. So I'm going to go... Hopefully that makes sense. And then I'm going to roll a flat finger on the 1st string. I'm going to play 10 of the 1st, roll to 10 of the 2nd, and then hammer to 13 of the 2nd. So we're going to go... At the end of that, I'm going to hit 13 again on the 2nd string, and then hammer that pinky onto 15. So all together with this new groove. Hopefully that's making sense. And then the last phrase I do is this. This is just sort of working down the blues pentatonic. So I'm going to do 10 of the 1st string again, pull off 13, 10 on the 2nd. But the next thing I do is I pull off 12 to 10 on the 2nd string and jump to 13 of the 3rd. Now I'm going to hit that 13 again and roll down the blues scale. It's going to play 13, 12, 10. So we've got... So you'll notice that I'm ending on that 13 and then hitting it again for the start of that roll. At the end of that, resolving that to 12 of the 3rd. Okay, that's pretty much the whole section. Let's take it from the start relatively slowly, and then we'll do it again with some tabs. Keeping in mind that I'm starting with outside picking as well. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, let's have a look at the second section. I'm going to slide into 15 of the second string, add a cheeky vibrato, and then I work into this phrase. Nice and cheery. So what I've got here is a hammer-on into a pull-off going 17, 18, 17 on the second string, and then I jump to 19 of the third, and then I work into this phrase. So this is sort of a lot of the same three notes, but the phrasing does change slightly. So the first thing I had there was a straight ascend, going 17, 18, 20. And then I'm going to do a pull off 18, 17, and then pluck 20. And then the ascend again. So I'll go ascend, and then the pull off lick, and then the ascend again. So I think it's a little bit confusing, but once you play it a few times, it does start to make sense. Let's take it from the top thus far. Okay, at the end of that, I'm going to hammer from 17 to 18 on the first string and then do a pull off. And then I jump to 22 of the first. So I've got, and there's a little pause in between that hammer and that pull off. Let's have a look at what we've got one more time, and then we'll keep going. Okay, from when I hit that 22, I'm going to pull off 20 to 18, and then I'm going to pick 22, 20, 18. So it'll go. Okay, then I work into this phrase. Let's take that a little bit slower. I'm going to pull off 18 to 17 on the first, and then jump to 20. And then I'm going to do two pull-offs from 18 to 17. Then I jump to 20 of the second, and back down to 17 of the first. At the end of that, I'm going to pull off 20 to 18, and altogether we're going to end up with this. So let's take it from that 22 section again. Okay, after that I work into this phrase, and there's that big triplet run at the end. So let's slow this down. I'm going from a big bend on 20 of the second string, I bend it down and then quickly pull off to 17. And then I want to go up on 20 again, and then just bring it down for a regular 20. So we got, then I work into this phrase. So let's slow that down. I've got a pull off going 20, 18, 17 on the second. And then I'm going to quickly pull off 18 to 17 on the second, and then pull off 19, 17 on the third. At the end of that, resolving that to 19. So it goes. So it's going from kind of, I think, triplets to 16, so it's slightly faster on those last four notes. Resolving that to the 19. Let's have a look at what we've got thus far, and then we'll add the last triplet run. Okay, then after that I work into this phrase. Nice and straight, good time triplets. It's actually relatively predictable melodically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pull off for the first triplet, 19, 17, and then slide to 15 on the third string. And now I'm going to do the same thing, pull off 17, 15 on the third, and then slide to 14. Okay, and then just continuing to work down the scale. 15, 14 on the third string as a pull off, jumping to 17 of the fourth, backtracking to the 14. I'm playing 14 of the third, and then 17, 15 on the fourth string. Let's try those four triplets back to back. Okay, then from there I work into this. Just working down the scale even more. So I'm going to play 17, 15, 14 as a pull off into a slide on the fourth string. Then 15, 14 on the fourth to 17 of the fifth. And then here I'm playing 14 of the fourth, pulling off 17, 15 of the fifth, and then I just resolve to the 17. So all together. So that's the whole triplet run. Thus the whole section. Let's take it from the start. I know it is long. We'll take it relatively slowly and then do it again with some tabs. And the triplets. One more time with some tabs. this is the probably the most ridiculous section, section 3. Let's take our time with this one. Please be patient with yourselves and me. I want to start off with a pretty fast hammer on, playing 10, 12, 13 on the 6th string, and I do that twice. Then I work into this phrase. So what I'm doing there is I'm playing 10 of the 5th, then playing 12 and pulling off, and then playing 13 of the 6th and doing double pull off to 10. That's going to be the first bar of this phrase. Then I work into this. Let's slow that down. I'm going to do 12 to 13 on the 6th string now as a hammer on. The same pull off idea I had before, playing 10, 12, 10 as a pick, pick, pull off. Now this time, instead of doing a double pull off on 13 of the 6th string, I'm going to play 13, 10, 12, 13, and then 10, all in one pick. So let's try that from the start of this chunk. At the end of that, I'm just rolling forward 10, 12, 13 on the 5th. Let's take it from the start relatively slowly, and then we'll move to the next chunk. Quite redonk. Now the next thing that I do is a similar idea in shape, but I'm up the octave. And we're going to have 3 octaves of this idea, but it's slightly different every time. So now I'm going to go to 12 of the 4th string and have a 12, 15, 12. Now this part is very, very similar to what we had. I'm going to hammer 14, 15 on the 4th. Then I'm going to play 12, 14, 12, but I'm going to go pick, pick, pull off. And then I'm going to do the double pull off from 15 to 12, which is exactly the same to what we had on the lower octave. So let's have a look what we've got thus far of this new chunk. Sorry. So one more time. Okay, then I work into this phrase. It's a little bit different. So let's slow that down. The start of that was pretty similar to what we had before. 14, 15 is a hammer. Then that phrase. Exactly the same. But this time I'm going to play 15 of the 4th, 12 of the 3rd, then back to 15 of the 4th. Then that pulls off to 12. So let's try that. And it's all quite triplety and kind of got the jolly shanty vibe to it. At the end of that, I'm hammering 12, 14, 15. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll do it again slower at the end and even slower with some tabs as well if you're getting a little bit scared. So here we go. The next chunk is very, very similar to what we had there. I'm now on 15 of the 2nd string. I'm going to hammer 15, 18, 15, and then do this, which is exactly the same as the first half of the 2nd chunk. So going 15, 18, 15, hammering 17, 18 of the 2nd string. Then I was playing 15, 17, 15 as pick, pick, pull off. Then a double pull off from 18 to 15 on the 2nd. Exactly the same. And then I work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. It's a little bit different once again. I'm going to hammer 17, 18 on the 2nd. Then 15, 17, 15 is pick, pick, pull off. Then jump to 18 of the 2nd. Now the end of that is kind of a little bit more pentatonically fingered. I'm playing 15, 18, 20 on the 1st as a hammer on. So let's try that second half. Let's try just this 3rd chunk now. Okay, so now we've got all of those cheeky runs. We've just got that little round off to finish off the section. Let's go through this slowly and then we'll put it all together. So this is still working in pretty good time triplets. I'm playing 22, 20, 17 on the 1st string. And then I'm going to pick the 20 again and pull off to 17, then jump to 22 of the 2nd string. Okay, the next bit, I'm playing 17 of the 1st and then pulling off 22, 17 on the 2nd. We do double up on that A note. So we're going, at the end of that, I'm playing 17 of the 1st and pulling off 20, 18 on the 2nd. Okay, hopefully that's all making sense. There's only a little bit left, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. And then we'll put it all together with some tabs. So we're going to go like this. Let's slow that down. I'm pulling off was 20, 18, 17 on the second, jumping to 19 to the third. And then I want to pull off 18, 17 on the second, 19, 17 on the third. And this is still working in triplets. Okay, at the end of that, I want to hit 17 again and then hammer 19 to 21 on the third string. So we're going to go. It's kind of weird doing groups of 4 with triplets, but you do get used to it. Okay, it is epic. Let's try the whole section from the start and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Okay, let's have a look at the fourth section. This sounds fast and crazy, and it is, but a lot of the phrases are pretty damn similar. So I want to start from 22 of the first string. I'm going to pull off 22, 20, 18. Still working in angry triplets, by the way. And then I'm going to pull off 20 to 18 and jump to 22 of the second string. And I'm going to do that little triplet twice. So we're going to go. At the end of that, I'm just going to play 2 notes and then a little rest. So I'm going to play 18 of the first and 22 of the second, and that's going to be the lick that we keep hearing over and over again with some slight variations. So here we go. Okay, now I just want to do the first 5 notes of that. So don't finish that triplet, just finish on the pull off from 18, 20 to 18. Frickin' birds, they're loving it today. So we got, at the end of that, I've got a bend from 20 of the first and 20 of the second. So let's go from the start. And we're going to do exactly the same thing, but just change the bends at the end. At the end of this one, I've got 3 bends from 22 of the first string. Okay, now the third group I'm going to do is just that little angry shred riff, exactly the same twice. That's it. Now the last chunk that we do is going to work all the way down to a lengthy run. So I'm going to start off with this. 2 triplets there. So those are going to be the same, but then I'm going to do a similar idea starting from 22 of the second string. So let's take that slowly. The first triplet will be 22, 20, and then to 18. Then I want to play 20, 18, and jump to 21 of the third. So we got... You will notice as well that I have to double pick that 22 from the end of the first section to the start of the second. Okay, then from there, very similar to what we had in that other section, I'm going to play 19, 17, and then slide to 15, then 17, 15, 14, and then the end of that, I'm going to pull off 15 to 14 on the third, jump to 17 of the fourth string, and then I'm just going to pluck the 15 and then resolve that on a low D on the 6th string. So it's going to go. And that's the whole section. Let's try that last run and then we'll put the whole thing together. Alright, let's go right back to the start of the section now. One more time with some tabs. And that was the epically wind solo from My Last Words by Megadeth. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe. Please like me on Facebook. And if you'd like to contribute to my Patreon account, for some exclusive content, including tabs and other cool crap, and prizes and giveaways. Click the link in the description and you'll find out more. Catch you guys soon.